Austral won the toss. And they will serve. Volleyball side would like to take a real straight for one of the sponsors and partners. Please put your hands together for Believer, Freemasons, Allure, Mahindra. Physio expert, please.
Welcome.
couple of very important things that are happening going forward, folks. So watch for indoor volleyball action coming your way as the Adelaide Storm kicks off their ABSL 2025 season into the theatre.
Welcome to the South Australian Volleyball League Grand Finals. We've got the men's matchup going off first with Mount Lofty versus Austral. My name is Max Cura and I'm joined here today by Renee Vanderhoek. Renee, how you going?
I'm going really well. What a great day to be playing volleyball. It's so exciting to see the end of the season come to fruition with this mega grand final matchup between Mount Lofty and Austral Phoenix. What are we in for today, Max?
Well, we've seen so far Austral have really been, taking it to, Mount Lofty all through the season. We had an absolute nail-biter of a five-setter in the semi-final, so I'm sure there's some fans hoping, that it might be a little bit less stressful for their team, this time around. But before we go too deep into that, I'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, the Kaurna people, and we pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. I extend that respect to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today and watching at home. But Renee, obviously we've seen, Austral, this is the first time that they've taken out a minor premiership in their history. Can they go back to back and take the cup home again?
It's an interesting question. It's been a fantastic season for them so far. They've been pretty absent of any injury, and this is a really similar team to what they put up last year against the Norwood Bears in the grand final and came out victorious. So I'm really interested to see how they match up against Lofty. Lofty is stereotypically a pretty conventional team, plays a lot of system volleyball, but I think this is going to be a long match, and we're definitely seeing the height of the sport here in South Australia.
So as you said, a lot of Austral players returning from their victory last year. So making their way onto the court. Today we'll have Jack Turner, Johan Emery, Harrison Pay, Ryan Scudder, Ben Williamson, Lewis McDonald, Daniel Wartop, Charlie Disbury, Archie Muller, Will Cavey, Rory Hart and Connell McAinch. And their coach, Tom Rogers, will be, taking care of the tactical things off to the side.
Absolutely. And for Mount Lofty today, we have Tommy Kabelitz, Willen Reid, Bryce Colotti, Hamish Moore, Jack Phelan, Jay Trowbridge, Lucas Mark Seymour, Cameron Salt, Rory Welsh, Aaron Slater, Ethan Roberts and Fergus Taylor, with a combination of Rory Welsh and Derek Slater in that coaching lineup as well. Lofty have taken a bit of an interesting approach this season, actually diversifying their coaching lineup. They had, I think it was 5 different coaches across their state league season, but it's proved pretty well till now.
It's an interesting move, having that player coach set up. Obviously, having an assistant coach like Derek Slater off to the side is going to be a massive help to Rory, and taking a bit of that load off, because it can be quite tough when you're trying to control things while you're on the court. A lot of the time as a player you think you're going to be able to fix it yourself, and you need that outside influence to come in and help make that change for you. So
for sure. And as far as cool, calm, collected captains go, I think Rory Welsh is that. He recently in the Australian Junior Championships that was held here in Adelaide in July, he had the opportunity to coach the Australian under-17 boys team for that, and had some great experiences there. So I'm keen to see the way that Rory shapes volleyball, not just today, but I think for the future as well in South Australia.
Yeah, great to see some of our, former national team players obviously still sticking in with the sport, giving back, and, starting their own little coaching journey as well.
And as we just get ready to go into serves here, I would just like to take a minute to thank our wonderful sponsors and partners for today. Please put your hands together at home for Polygra, Freemasons, Valor, Mahindra, Physio Extra, Nippies, the Arkaba Hotel and Macassar. And of course VSA doesn't put on something like today without the help of the community, whether that be the canteen in front of us, those on the stands, the volunteers and the referees. Thank you.
So very close now to the first serve, only 2.5 minutes away. Yeah, we'll get those starting rotations hopefully very soon to let you know what's going on with the court.
Before we start the starting sessions on both sides, just a little bit of information in regards to today's game. Austral Phoenix are the defending champions. Our champion of the same taking on Mount Lofty, of course. Austral have 10 players that are playing today in the part of the Premiership League side last.
Ladies and gentlemen, at home today, we're getting pretty close to starting here with just over 1:30 on the clock. This is, of course, being live streamed on the Facebook where you would have found us, but feel free to leave a comment there and ask Max or I any questions as we go. We're going to be tuning in and telling you all about the game as we see it and what we see progressing. But Max, let's start with a prediction, shall we? What are you feeling?
Well, I'm backing in that the Phoenix, I think they're going to get it done again today. I'm thinking they're going to have learnt from their semi-final, and I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-1 scoreline. I reckon it's the second set that they'll drop, and then they'll come back and get it done.
Very
what about
specific.
You, Renee?
I would have to say that I'm going to back Lofty in 5. I think that they're a great long game team. I think Austral have a lot of momentum. They've frankly got a lot of fans in the crowd today, a lot of signage, a lot of momentum with their club at the moment, but I think Lofty have it in them to take them to 5, so that's where my prediction lies.
So as we see the Austral Phoenix coming out, we've got the starting rotation of Conal McAish, Rory Hart, Daniel Warchop, Charlie Disbury, Lewis McDonald, Ryan Scudder, and the libero will be Ben Williamson.
And while they're announcing the Mount Lofty starting 6, I just might take a moment to mention the 2 referees we have for today. We have on the first referee top stand, we have Josh Burrows, and on the second referee, Esteban Cure.
Number 41, Cameron Salt. Number 5, Rory Walsh. Number 11, Hamish Moore. And the libero is number 8.
And for Lofty, the starting 6 include Willen Reid, Tommy Kabalitz, Lucas Mark Seymour, Cameron Salt, Rory Welsh, Hamish Moore, and the libero Jack Phelan. Ladies and gentlemen, we are just about to kick off here for the first serve of the 2025 Volleyball South Australia League Men's Grand Final between Austral Phoenix and Mount Lofty Volleyball Club. Austral to serve here with Dan Walkup. First point to Austral. Unfortunately, I believe a net touch in that one. And Dan back to serve again. Big topspin serve here. And great defense there, but too good from Mount Lofty with Tommy coming over the top of the block in that one. And back to serve.
Disbury with the block there on Lucas Mark Seymour.
That's a great matchup, whether planned or not, having Disbury out there on Lucas. And Tommy Cabellets there did great to take that backcourt ball through the block. I just have to mention earlier as well, Max, I don't think I've seen the Austral Phoenix in real life. And just down in the corner here, we've got a brand new mascot on our hands.
It's good to see, you know, some other clubs now starting to pull out their own little mascots. It looks like it's not a cheap one either.
No.
It's like a fair bit of work and effort's gone into that one. I love it.
Bells and whistles. It's very interesting. I love how vibrant it is, and I'm wondering who's in it, actually.
Disbury to serve now. Float serve taken well. Another great kill there by Tommy Cabellets. She's got the one-on-one block against Ryan Scudder that time. Just a nice tool off the side.
Can't be leaving Tommy all of that angle with one block, I feel, but as is usually the way at the start of these matches, it's 4-all with Lofty to serve.
Hamish Moore's had to tip that one over. And Ryan Scudder says, thank you very much. I'll take that cross-court hit. Great job by him. He took that ball and then had to transition all the way out to the sideline. Now Lewis McDonald, he gets his first serve. Opts for the shorter ball there.
And Lucas Mark Seymour finds the court for that one, keeping it equal at 5-5. Again, we see from Mount Lofty the setter back to serve. We're in rotation here. Rory Welsh to serve here. Great pass, but an even better set there from Lewis McDonald, taking to the court on his knees as he pushes it behind him.
Just almost a version of limbo there to get his head out of the way to get that out to Scudder.
Great second ball there.
Yeah, Scudder's pretty happy with himself there. He may have been shaking the head, but love to see a nice little two-ball pipe hit there. And the Austral fans loved it.
Great save from Rory Welsh. I thought that was touched off the block as well, but it was not. Scudder here still serving. Like I said at the start, Max, I think that Austral have the tendency to really run with the momentum early.
Chop was trying to call no touch on that one, but overridden. Looks to me like the second ref definitely saw something there, and Josh Burrows has changed the call. It's gone Lofty's way. Retribution there though for Chop. Gets the nice little kill in front of the defence through the block.
It just feels at the moment Austral are playing a little bit quicker in their offence than Lofty, just catching them in some new angles.
Yeah, Austral doing a great job of putting Lofty under pressure with their serve, just like that. Great effort to keep that ball alive, though. And Hamish Moore, he obviously did not mean to use a net like that, but sometimes all you need is just that little change up of the timing, because that would have usually been handled very nicely and put away through the middle, but just that little clip off the tape just throws off the timing of that pass and gets an overpass kill. Fergus Taylor just didn't get the ball, the top of his reach there, and just puts that one long. And I think what we're going to see is, as you said, Renee, with Austral going out with a nice early lead here, it's a huge benefit for them to have 10 returning players from last year in their premiership. So it's a tough thing that Lofty are going to have to fight against, is having all those guys with that experience from last year.
Yeah, a lot of experience. Two very different teams here, really. And I think we'll see the matchup get a little bit closer as we go. But Austral are taking a small lead, 11-7. And Dan Walker just getting the tape on that one and making the ace. Leading us to the first time out of today's 2025 League Men's Grand Final, called by Lofty here.
So Lucas Maxime, he was the one there calling the timeout. So already starting to see a little bit of the coach, you got the kind of captain dynamic who's going with what there. Obviously Lucas, sense that they were needing to take a bit of time, reset here. There's been a fair few errors that are coming through with Lofty, giving Austral that lead that they've got at the moment. So they're going to need to tidy that up and try and put a bit more pressure, I think, on their serve back onto Austral, because they seem to be handling their pass quite easily at the moment.
Absolutely. We've got Austral here back to serve. 12-7 is the lead. Great timeout call there from Derek Slater and Team Lofty with that serve just soaring out the back. It wouldn't be a men's league grand final without a serve out to the back wall, I feel.
And that was one where he was trying to take a bit off of it. I'm ready for the one where it's a full out hard swing that just rockets into the back wall.
Well, he made up for it there, didn't he? Dan Walker with the back A from backcourt, straight into Jack Phelan, well positioned, but just couldn't play it into the court.
Rory Hart here's going to try and extend this lead now for Austral.
Great find there from Cameron Salt. Rory and Cameron obviously have a lot of good connection from their years of experience together. It's always good in this grand final to have a middle that you can depend on with that. Lucas Mark Seymour here to serve.
Just going for the one step top spin serve there and just finds the net. You can still see people still trying to find their feet a little bit here in this game.
And Josh Burrows there calling for no touch on the block from Tommy Kablitz. Back here, Charlie Disbury still serving. The lead is just extending out now, 15-9.
Great serve, handled well. Hamish Moore having to sip the ball, kept alive. Lofty having to put a free ball back over. They should have had the advantage on that play. And Scudder gets it done with just the tip down the line and Tommy Kablitz, trying to see if he can kickstart his breakdancing career.
Again, it just feels like the pace of offense from Austral is just catching Lofty off guard in this first set.
Great effort there. That time from Rory Hart. There was a collective going across the crowd there because he's jumped over and he's landed into some signage just behind the court. But it's good to see he popped up, probably quicker than he made his way over to get the ball, just to show everyone that he's all okay. Hamish Moore just not taking it by the apple of Lewis McDonald then, and Lewis made him pay with a nice little front court set of dump.
A great up there from Ben Williamson, unfortunately cut short by a net touch in there from Austral. Rory Welsh here back to serve. We have, of course, made 2 rotations now. I think I've seen that play before, Max. I think they might have run that same ball.
And they're still getting that one-on-one.
They're using that inside seam of the outside blocker really, really well, whereas Lofty are taking a lot of width and trying for some bigger angles.
I think Austral have been doing a better job so far of actually getting their middle out, getting it double blocked, and their defence is having a much easier job of just filling the gap and filling the hole, and that's why I think we've seen a lot more defensive ups, on the Austral side of things. We see that overpass there from Rory Hart, put away nicely by Lofty.
Hamish Moore in the backcourt there, just scrambling. There's not a lot of block taking ball at this point in the match. Austral's lead extending that little bit further, 19-13, with Connell here to serve.
Disbury all over that one. You could see, there was going to be the attempt of just a nice little tip, and Disbury just with the one hand just says, no, not going to go through that way.
Couple of service errors creeping in here, but their lead really allows them to get away with it. We'll see a quick substitution here for Mount Lofty.
So Ethan Roberts just coming on to serve for Fergus Taylor here. So just needing to change up the serve a little bit, give Austral just something different to look at.
Very contentious call there. Josh Burrows, of course, called no touches there on the block, and Lofty still to serve.
Still just getting those one-on-one options for the Austral hitters. Lewis McDonald doing a great job of just really making the Lofty blockers have to work, and so far the Phoenix hitters are taking full advantage.
Just a little confusion there as a substitution was called from the second ref, but the server was not watching and thought it was the top ref call for serve. Back in line, Austral does lead 21-15 here.
Probably a good thing that Dan was going with a bit of a off-pace serve there. Great serve that he pulls out that time, off the top of the tape, and a defensive dig as well.
Great rally there from both sides. Unfortunately, that slightly higher ball from Rory out to Lucas Mark Seymour allowed that double block situation to set up early.
Yeah, Disbury's really starting to fire up here, getting some great moves out, and he's being rewarded at the moment with a couple of really big blocks here in this first set.
And a net touch there, called from the second ref, Austral's way. Now leading 23-15. Now getting close to the end of this set.
Great dig there. And couldn't quite get it done. Great block that time by Lofty, closing that seam. It's going to be a fair bit of an effort to, get back from here, but they need to build some sort of momentum.
Great chase from Austral there, but Lucas Mark Seymour going off hands to get Lofty here to 17, trailing by 6.
Disbury was trying to go for that just first ball kill there off the overpass, but great vision by Cameron Salt to see that coming, gets the block. So it's these couple of points here, just Lofty trying to steal back a little bit of the momentum and energy.
And that just brings up set point for Austral Phoenix, 24-18 here. A few set points on their hands. I don't mind that. Could have gone out with a bang there, and I think they're on a roll. Why not?
Still, I think he was holding a fair bit back on that serve. Just looked like it was, taking a bit off, and then just wasn't full focused on making sure he was getting the best arm swing on it. But finishes it off there. Ryan Scudder, great cross-court hit. Austral Phoenix taking that first set, 25-19. And they're looking the goods here so far. So, Renee, what are you seeing so far with these two teams? Like, what do you think Lofty need to do to, try and pull this out and get this game back on their terms?
It'd be great to see Lofty bring the middle back into the equation, just to try and secure some more one-on-ones for their outsides. I think just playing the Austral ball. I mean, Austral are sitting out on the stick, knowing that Lofty is setting to both sticks each time. I think just playing with something different. But both teams have, 4 people sitting bench here ready to go on it at any time. I'm interested to see what depth they can bring out. It is a grand final. We love to use every player in the grand final in some way, shape or form, and I think that's what's going to be needed today.
so far, it's just looking like, well, to me, Lofty are a bit more sitting on the control side of things. It looks like they're taking, a bit off their hits, potentially because they're not getting that same separation. They're not getting, those one-on-one attacks as often, and so they're having to really try and place their hits a lot more, where Austral just seem like they're getting so many more one-on-ones, and it's really giving their attackers that option, that ability to really just wail on it. And so if Lofty can start to get a little bit of that in there, and their hitters, because their hitters can do it, start to get a bit more sting in their attack, it's going to start to take away some of those defensive points that Austral are getting, or at least just extending those points out, because at the moment Lofty sometimes look like their errors are coming through because they're just trying to figure out something that isn't going to get touched defensively.
It's not easy for Lofty playing against a team like Austral that are such high energy on the court as well, whereas Lofty are pretty cool, calm and collected on court. They could win a long rally and celebrate the same as a short rally, as the same as a loss, the same as a... So I think coming up against so much energy is difficult, but it's grand final time. Fake it till you make it. We've got to bring it here. We do, of course, see Rory Welsh here back to serve for Lofty, starting in one. We're ready to start the second set here.
Yeah, one thing that you're not going to see just currently on the screen is Rory Welsh is facing directly down to two Austral Phoenix saxophone players as well. So that's another thing they've got in their back pocket, just making sure they're keeping the crowd alive.
Oh, the energy that Austral are bringing is amazing. I think they've had an amazing remodel of their club over the last 3 to 5 years, hugely in part by Harrison Pay, one of the coaches here for Austral.
So great seeing that time, just opening up, just changing the angle slightly, and opens up a nice bare spot on the court. And there we go. That's what we want, just some energy. And it took an absolute monster of a block from Lucas Mark Seymour. Just see this one again. Just loaded up, and that ball shot into the ground.
Oh, the pace on that one from Lewis McDonald to Connell there. Just back on that block from Lucas Mark Seymour. I think that's the kind of energy shift we need to see from Lofty early in this second set. They've really got nothing to lose going into this now.
Great swing from Lucas Mark Seymour there. Lewis McDonald is okay, but he wore that one off the side of the head. We're just seeing the replay here. Great set out from Rory Welsh. Gave Lucas the line, and unfortunately heads just behind the pole there. Just a net touch there from Cameron Salt, I believe. He's coming down, great touch on the block, but just not clean enough.
Oh, Ryan Scudder there just going for the fake backcourt, set out to Dan Walker. Unfortunately, just wide of that antenna. Tommy Cavalitz's here to serve for Mount Lofty, 4-3 up.
You can see Lofty here just complaining They're trying to call for a reach there. They reckon with Lewis McDonald as a backcourt setter, the fact that Cameron Salt's got a touch on that block, they reckon he should have been reaching over the net. But looks like Josh Burrows didn't think that there was a touch.
You know what, Max? The ball doesn't lie. And we've got that back to Lofty. Lucas Mark Seymour here, back to serve, 5-4 in the lead.
Scotto got his timing all off there. Had to put a free ball over. But they've got another opportunity here. Good dig by Phelan, keeping it alive. And then Moore, great swing, finds the open court.
That's what we've missed in State League the last couple of years. Hamish Moore hitting balls like that. Great rally there from both sides. Great defence as well, both teams. In particular, Jack Phelan there from Mount Lofty, number 8. But unfortunately finding the court.
See a bit of frustration as well at the end there from Phelan. So it'll be interesting to see here. Have Austral seen the same thing? Are they going to try and put some pressure on him? They do, but it's a great pass. And Hamish again, another great swing, just using the top of the block that time. He's not a hitter who's going to hit the leather off the ball, but he's going to be surgical and he's going to be precise and, you know, work his angles.
That was a brilliant middle set from Cameron Salt. Unfortunate there for Lofty.
Such a tough one where so many times as a middle you're told only ever set the face the way that you're facing, and you know in that instance it was a backcourt attacker and it looks like it was just a little bit too far out of Kabalitz's reach.
Just keeps going there from Charlie Disbury. Didn't feel like it ducked or dived at all.
Disbury was just pointing to his bicep when he landed. Just think he was a bit confused. He's like, I didn't know that I had that much power in there.
And Dan Walker with the backcourt hit there to bring Lewis McDonald back to serve for Austral. We have, of course, made one full rotation, and look, it's only 7-8 now, so there's 1 point in it. Everyone's starting out very well. I think Lofty are starting to find how they're going to match Austral.
A great swing there is again from Catalyst, gets that kill. And yeah, it's good to see Lofty have got that 2-point buffer right now, because it's around now in that first set that Austral really started to push things out a little bit and they started to build that lead. So Lofty starting with a bit of a head start. Hopefully they can keep it nice and close.
And a great touch there from Lucas Mark Seymour. We know he's got a couple of tricks in his bag.
Yeah, beautiful little delay on that tip. Just gets the blockers coming down. Just didn't quite get all of that one, Connell, but just enough to find that sideline. It's another thing that Austral have really nice little weapon in their bag is, you know, Connell's been playing overseas, playing professionally, and then Lewis McDonald's already showing here, doesn't matter almost where he is on the court, he's going to shoot that ball out quick and he's going to try and find his middle. So Lofty can't really cheat. They can't start to send their middle out to the, you know, out to the stick. So it's keeping them really honest here.
Big power there from Dan Walker. Tommy Cablet's really had one option there, and the team weren't thinking about the repercussions of that block. Lofty have just lost that slight buffer that you were talking about before, Max. It is, of course, 10-11.
And the opportunity here to tie things up, which they do.
That was a fast pipe. Really low set that we can see from here from Lewis McDonald, but I think they've done that one before.
It's a great control by Scudder as well. Not only just to make sure that ball was kept in play, but on the landing, had to play a bit of tightrope, make sure he didn't go under and not touch the net as well. Disbury again just going up with the one hand on the block, trying to see if he could outreach Cameron Sold, and, you know, gave him that line, and Sold just took too much of it.
Just a little ball toss error there for that one. Does bring us up to 12 all. Tommy Cablet's here to serve for Mount Lofty.
Great swing again from Dan Warhol. There's a lot of power in those shoulders, but I remember the first couple of years of playing league with Dan at Norwood, he was a little bit thinner, bit scrawnier, and then one pre-season he's come back and, you know, he'd put on a lot of muscle. Apparently he was eating a loaf of bread every night just to get the caloric intake he needed.
I'd love to believe that, Max.
Well, it was a pretty significant change to come through in like 4 months. With that swing just coming off of the arms there of Phelan. You just got to think, if you had to eat a loaf of bread every night, how boring that must be. Well, you'd have to have some serious, like, condiments and spreads to put on it to just jazz things up a bit.
Absolutely.
Some great service pressure again by Austral, getting that overpass. And Scudder just able to spend a bit of time in the air, suss out where the defence is, and just throw that one down as we see a timeout here from Lofty.
Max, how are you feeling Lofty is responding to Austral at the start of this second set?
Well, I think once we got into the start of the second rotation around the court, I think Austral had done a really good job of halting that momentum that Lofty had gained, and, you know, there was just a couple of opportunities that Lofty probably needed to take advantage of where, you know, they're unfortunately having to put free balls over, or, you know, their passes were going over the net, which just gave Lofty those couple of little bonus points that, you know, they were getting for free and really built their own energy and momentum up again. So it's going to be tough now that Lofty need to hold that, and they need to try and force a few of those free points out of errors from Austral again.
Absolutely. Saw a little bit of energy from the Lofty team when they were up before. I'm keen to see that come back. Oh, great change up there. Lucas Mike Seymour hitting, is it a pipe? Back C? Just getting around Charlie Disbury in the middle block there and taking the deep corner.
Yeah, as the hitter in the position he is, was a pipe, but yeah, definitely more of a back C sort of area. So, if they can potentially mix some of these things in where they start becoming just that little bit more unorthodox, it might open up some areas of the court that Lofty so far haven't been able to access. Great job there by Taylor to get out, to get a touch on that block, but unfortunately just didn't know where that ball was, and Hamish Moore didn't have enough time to get out and get a cover.
Just seeing a few more service errors creep in, which is usually the case with the second set anyhow.
These are the sorts of things that Lofty need to make sure that they're putting Austral under a lot of pressure and they're not giving them the free points. If they can keep gathering these little service errors, then that's going to be the sort of things that's going to help them come back in.
Well done there from Hamish Moore. A bit of an off-pace hit to backdoor. There to Ben Williamson. Of course, worth acknowledging, Ben Williamson was a long-time Lofty player. He's played in many grand finals in the top Jack Phelan is wearing today.
Great defensive point from both sides here. And takes it off of the block. Tommy Cavalier, it's a great effort from both teams. And that's the sort of point that could be the turning point for Lofty here.
Love that set as well from Rory Welsh, just trusting Tommy was going to be there. And that, of course, forces the Austral timeout, their first time out of the game. And Lofty lead 17-16. What would you be saying right now in this Austral timeout?
Well, as Tom Rogers, I'd be saying, look, that's kind of the first really big long rally point they've got. So it's all good. We're winning a vast majority of those, and we're right here. We've already seen that even if they get a few-point lead, we're able to pull it back. So don't worry about it too much. We just keep going with what we've been doing because we've already seen that is good enough, and we're still right in this set, and I'll be saying we're going to take it.
Very, very good timeout call there for Austral. That Lofty serve just sailing long. 17 all in this second set. Lewis McDonald to serve.
It's another thing that starting to see a little bit of a difference between the two teams. Austral, when they're getting their non-setters, having to take that second ball, even if the set isn't actually in a great spot to attack, their attackers are still being quite aggressive and going for it, where we're seeing a few more of those being free balls having to go over from the Lofty side of things. Oh, and a nice little swing just using the top of the block there by Hamish Moore.
very good ball there from Ryan Scudder for Austral to bring up 19-18. I do feel there's a little bit of a foot off the accelerator from Austral, just in terms of their offensive strategy. They're waiting for the perfect ball, not the 2-point pass right now. But I think Lewis McDonald can command that a little further. And Dan Walkup in the front court has really been unmatched at this point. Whether that windmill arm is just swinging that much faster than the block can set up, I think he's definitely their favourite at the moment.
Great swing that time from Lucas Mark Seymour. Has the one-on-one with Dan Warhop, and it just finds that cross-court on the line. Austral electing to leave it, hoping it would just sail that little bit wide. He's got a substitution on the lofty side.
That one's 72, Jay Trowbridge coming on to serve here.
Tough spot. Hasn't entered the court yet at all. Coming down to serve 19-20.
There would have been a lot of nerves in young Jay there to serve that toppy coming on in a grand final. But did well. And we do, of course, see another substitution. This time for Austral. Harrison Pay coming on for Connell, the middle, as a serving sub, I imagine, here.
And then on the lofty side, that reverse substitution coming through. Harrison Pay getting a bit of a standing ovation from a few of the people in the crowd here. The Austral fans loving to see him get on the court. Probably not loving to see that as much. And then just the substitution coming straight back off.
Feels like we had 1 for 1 there. We really... That was a fantastic set there from Lewis McDonald, really widening out against the net and setting out to the stick. Dan Walkup, of course, just catching the libero Jack Phelan there. Jack is doing okay, has shrugged it off. And Lofty here lead 22-20, just edging their biggest lead of this set.
Just a great take there by Lewis McDonald to get in, get that touch off of the block, and then Scudder, perfect set. Easy swing in the end, off the block and out of the reach of Hamish Moore in the back court.
A great leave there from Lucas Mark Seymour.
Probably a bit of a heart in your mouth type leave as well.
Wishful thinking.
I don't think he could reach it. It was an ace or error. Feeling all over that ball.
This really has been a game of opposites at this point. Tommy Caballet, having a great game and run opposite Rory Welsh there. Can really tell Ben Williamson has passed a couple of these Lucas Mark Seymour serves in his time.
It's another set there. We've seen Lewis McDonald maybe not in the optimal spot to find that middle, but he's doing a fantastic job of just able to shoot that ball out real quick, and that time to Disbury, putting it away, giving themselves set point. And this time, on the first time of asking, Austral Phoenix take that set this time, 25-22. And they've got a 2-0 lead here in this grand final.
Max, there is, of course, lots more indoor volleyball action coming the way of Adelaide and South Australia as the Adelaide Storm start their Mahindra AVSL 2025 season in September. Adelaide will be host to 3 games here, the 20th of September, 4th of October at the 36ers Arena, and the 28th of September right here at Ranella East College in this beautiful gym. Don't miss out on your chance to watch these games live in action. You will find posters around the venue, but there are tickets and you can get more information on VSA's social media channels in the coming days.
And also, don't forget, we've got the Women's Grand Final coming on right after this as well.
We do. We're only warming up here, Max.
It's set to kick off at 4:30, so at the moment, at the moment it's looking like it's going to be a little bit of a potential break in between the two games. You know, the way that Austral are going, Lofty fans obviously hoping that this is going to be a long, drawn-out game now going to 5 sets. But Renee, what do you reckon the messaging from the Lofty side has been to their team at the moment?
I think they need to play like this is a do-or-die grand final, Max. I think there's a little bit of control from Lofty and wanting to control all the variables. They are, of course, going with their same starting 6 lineup that they've started with so far, but you can see here Derek Slater having a quick chat to another setter, Jack Phelan. They've got some options in the bag and I'm hoping that they can use them. I feel like they should be swinging with a little bit more grand final audacity, as they deserve to be. They have, of course, taken out Norwood Bears to make it to this spot, and this league grand final comes around once a year. We're just about to start the 3rd set here of the 2025 Volleyball South Australia Men's League Grand Final. We have Dan Walkup here to serve.
Great point to start things off there for Lofty. Backcourt attack, just Williamson just trying to, almost get just a shrug, dig off the shoulder. Can't control it enough though. Just that swing going well wide of the court there. Just Austral still able to really tally these 3 points together at the moment. It's going to be tough here for Lofty just to break that confidence that Austral will be feeling right at this moment.
Oh, Ryan Scudder made a great ball there just to chop that one short. Lofty calling for the towel. Didn't have a whole lot of options as he was scrambling to get out of court, but did very well with it.
Great swing that time from Lucas Mark Seymour. Set finally all the way out to the stick, opens up that line for him. Maybe this is a bit more of that aggression that we can hopefully see from Lofty in this set. Still just that serve sailing long. Another 3 point to Austral. So far I'm not feeling great about my set score prediction. I've already lost where I thought the set for Lofty was going to go. And just another hit there, just going long. Keep going up against the triple block and just trying seemingly a bit too hard. But they get that free point back. That serve going well long there from Austral Phoenix. Lofty really need to string together some points here early, I think, just to really try and break that run that Austral just really feel like they're in. See if they can get a few of their players starting to question themselves a little bit.
Feeling a little bit of pressure here on the Lofty side. I think they wanted to come out strong here in the third set. I mean, obviously they're 2 sets down at this point, but it just hasn't gone their way to start it. Lewis McDonald here to serve for Austral.
Great pass. Way to wear it by Lewis McDonald. Keeps the ball alive.
I don't know how he did that. He turned his head to the side just to take it side of face, and somehow that ball trailed over. Lofty did very well to make a great attack out of that. Just missed the sideline.
It's got to make you feel good as well when you absolutely wear a cannon of a shot like that and then you end up winning the point. Probably just reduces the sting just that little bit. Get a free ball over. Chop just hoping that they were going to think that one ricocheted off the block, but that swing just going into the antenna first.
A little too many people seeing that one, unfortunately, Chop.
Yeah, right in front of the top ref. It's going to be hard to miss that one. Great effort by Lucas Mark Seymour. Keeps that ball alive, but free ball to Austral. Some good defensive plays, keeping it alive. Chop the free ball this time over to Lofty, calling for the outside of the antenna. Don't get it, but then Hamish Moore finishes off the attack in the cross court.
Wow, what a play. Some amazing saves there. Both setters having to sit in their defensive positions for a long time in that one. Lewis was really taken out of that set for a while. Eventually just using the width of the court. Love seeing Rory push that ball all the way to the stick across. Ryan Scudder just hitting over the top of that block outside to take him back to serve. Austral lead here 7-5.
I love sitting up the top of the stands here, being able to see the whole court. You see the little cheeky calls that Scudder occasionally throws in there. Going back to serve, just giving the too small celebration after his hit there.
Maybe they've seen the camera down there.
Austral starting to pull out their lead here, 8-5. That toss is just a little bit low for Scudder. Try to force his way through. Puts it out wide.
Both teams really playing a defensive game at this point. Chop does that very well. Looks very unconventional and early, but somehow feels mildly calculated.
holding up a little bit. Second round just ran over to talk to Josh Burrows for a little bit, but nothing comes from it. Maybe just wondering what each other are going to do after the game. They're going to go to the pub for a meal, go to the Arca bar.
That's the first time we've seen Lofty utilise the middle in maybe this set. And pulling up the Lofty timeout. Austral lead here, 10-6.
I must say, I'm worried. I'm worried here. There's a few points there in the lead up into that timeout. You know, some frustration you can really see starting to show on the Lofty side of things. You know, when people aren't making that move for that cover, that ball just a couple of points ago, you just ended up getting everyone sitting around the fire, ball landing in the middle. And then that one, you just saw the kind of frustration, head shake from Lucas Mark Seymour having to call the timeout. Starting to see that negative emotion starting to show a little bit. On the flip side, you've got Austral, you know, looking like they're in the party. They've got the Phoenix out there shaking its tail feather. They're feeling the energy.
On the other hand, Austral played a very planned and well-executed game so far. Connell here to serve, 10-6. Moore pulling up the block at the right time there on Dan Walker. It's great setting here from Lewis McDonald as well, finding all of his hitters, and even that pipe from Ryan Scudder was fantastic, picked up there from Jack Phelan.
Just hoping there after a nice one-on-one block from Hamish that Lofty could start to try and build something there, and then Rory Welch's right idea, trying to put the pressure on that Barz who's being squeezed across to the sideline, but just too much. Great dig from Scudder. Scudder just hyping up the crowd.
There's a bit of heat through the net, I fear, there. Austral. 5 points ahead now.
Just a reach there on the attack. Lucas, just backcourt attacker, put on the line. Another point going the way of Austral. 13-7 now. And this is where it can really start to stretch out.
Very confident call. That looked close from here. But I think that really fits their MO in this game, is going for it, leaving nothing in the tank.
You can see there's just such a freedom you can get when not only you're 2 sets up, you know, at the time 13-8, now 14 up, 13-8 up in that third set. That even with those sets that are low, not quite in the perfect spot, you still have that confidence and freedom just to go for it. And that one, just on the reach, just Scudder just a little bit too late on that touch there. But it'll be so tough on that Lofty side of things that almost as hard as they're hitting now and they're letting it really go, Austral was still set up fantastic spots defensively. They're keeping those balls alive, and they're, you know, they're winning these points off of just small Austral faults.
Scudder in there for the 3. They're starting to, play with even more freedom. I feel like Austral feel like they're closing in here on the 2025 Grand Final.
As you said, we're starting to see a little bit more energy through the net now that Austral, probably feeling like they're home a little bit, and so they're able to, give a bit more energy through.
Great solo block there from Cameron Salt in the middle on the back A. So it was just a little further into court than usual, and it was really well positioned. We know from the start of the second set and even mid-second set that this momentum can change at any point. I think Lofty have it in them to make that happen. But some service errors are not going to help the picture. And we see a substitution here from Tommy Kablitz to Jay Turbo.
Tommy just a little bit premature on making his way into the court. Now Lewis McDonald got the serve. 16-10. Rory Welsh all over that tip. But then Connell McCain should just set up over the top there.
It's a great block. There wasn't a lot of angle for Lucas Mark Seymour to work with, but sure was taken away.
Sorry, it was the chop who was on that one. Just adding another point to his tally for the game. Austral wanting that one, thinking that Chop's got that block off the back shoulder. No dice for him.
Need to pick their battles here, I think. They're 17-11 up.
Yeah, we can see Tom Rogers is telling them, guys, just go back to pass. We've got the receive.
Couple of quick points here for Lofty. Lucas Mark Seymour serving this course 12-17.
See Lewis McDonald just apologising to Dan there, just saying, I'll speed that set up for you, a little bit slow. That one definitely wasn't slow there. Beautiful little play there. Scudder basically having no block to deal with. And that Austral crowd is growing out the back of their court. They're getting ready. Scudder would just hit into the net there. A great advantage for Austral here, having all those people lining up behind the court. It's going to be slightly intimidating for Lofty looking through the net and seeing that.
And that off hit there from Dan Walker. You know what? I feel like that's a little bit of a representation of how today's going. When both teams are doing their best and it comes down to luck, I think Austral will put themselves in the best position to make luck go their way. And as we see there, we do, of course, have a substitution. Harrison Pay on here to serve for Austral.
Really make sure that serve went in that time.
Great use of the middle there as well from Mount Lofty.
Massive hill to climb here for Lofty. 14-19 down here in this third set. And Chop with another kill off the top of the block. I reckon he's swinging his way to best on court at the moment. 20-14. Phoenix can feel it, they're close.
McDonald scrambling to get back to the net there, but unfortunately Lucas finds the line. Great swing outside.
That was one of the points there. I think if Lewis got a block on that, the Austral Phoenix would have
we would have heard the end of it.
Would have erupted. So this way, just wiping the court, bit of housekeeping.
Lofty are feeling strong at the moment. I fear it's potentially a little bit too late, but they are looking on. Really liking the way they're playing right now. And pulling a timeout from Austral Phoenix. It is, of course, 2016 Austral's way. Max, I'm not sure if you know, but there is some really exciting news for Adelaide. For the first time in the Oceania region, this November, Adelaide is going to host the 2025 FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships. This event is full of Olympic royalty, world champions and Aussie heroes, including some friends of ours. 192 athletes from across the globe will battle it out in November. The event sees 10 days of competition, festival-like atmosphere, where you can experience the biggest names here in South Australia. Opening night, we see some Aussie teams alongside an Olympic medalist from $25 for adults. It's not to be missed.
At Memorial Drive as well, so you've already got that stadium atmosphere set up as well. So you're really going to feel like you're in the action on top of it there as well, as we had a beautiful backcourt attack there from the Chop. As I can see more and more Austral Phoenix fans slowly creeping their way down the stands. 21-16. But Cavaliers gets that swing, just ricocheting off the block out of the court.
Tommy had a big impact here in the first set and well into the second set, so I'd love to see him make a big play here. Hold this serve for Lofty. A couple of people are going to take that. In the end, nobody took it, and the serve goes out the back, unfortunately.
(22-17). Disbury, ball in hand. Great pass by Cameron Salt.
Had a great finish from Tommy Kabelitz. Jeez, it got quiet in here for that moment. Charlie Disbury went to serve, could have had a pin drop. It is, of course, 22-18, Austral's way.
Lofty hoping for the no touch call to come their way, but it doesn't. And then Warchop with a great push out wide to Scudder, who just beautiful little deft touch on the roll. Lofty couldn't handle it. It's 23-18. Lewis McDonald back to serve. A daunting front court lineup for Austral Phoenix of Connell McCain, Ryan Scudder and Daniel Warchop. And Scudder showing why. One-on-one block against Tommy Cavaliers. We've got set point. We've got match point. We've got championship point here for Austral Phoenix as they just take a little bit more time here. Probably just to level the heads. say just 1 point at a time.
And a great swing there from Lucas Mark Seymour. Outside, maximum angle as he goes now back to serve. We do, of course, still have set point and match point for Austral. They lead 24-19, but this isn't over yet.
Who's going to get the swing? All three of these hitters in the front court want it to be them. Scudder wasn't able to get the full swing on it. And we go again.
There's got to be a disadvantage to being that tall, Max. And I think it's that. I think it's coming off the head.
Being that tall, jumping that high, that your face is just above the net. You got to take the good with the bad. And it had to be Orchop. He's played so well all game. He finishes it off. And the Austral Phoenix, they took the minor premiership. They finish it off here in dominant style. 3-0. They've gone back-to-back. Phoenix have risen again.
What a game. Thank you so much for joining us for the 2025 Men's League Grand Final. Austral Phoenix have come out the victors today. Thank you to VSA for putting on the season and for the Grand Final entertainment and experience. Of course, our top referee, Josh Burrows, and second referee, Esteban Cura as well. Congratulations to Mount Lofty for a very impressive season with a big change of guard in that team and a whole lot of potential coming through for the future. We can't wait to bring you the Women's League Grand Final coming up next in a few minutes' time.
Well, we've got a little bit of time actually, yeah. Game starting at 4:30, so probably got enough time to quickly jump onto Netflix. Maybe watch an episode of your favourite show, get some food sorted before you come back and sit down for that Women's Grand Final. Every game has gone to 5, so that one potentially is going to draw out a fair bit longer.
You do also have time to head on to ticketek.com, where you can purchase tickets from $12.50 for the FIVB Beach Volleyball World Championships coming to Adelaide in November. It will be at the Drive and Pinky Flat in the CBD, and we will see 192 of the world's best make their way to Adelaide. You don't want to miss it as we see the Aussies come out and take on the world. I'll see you there.
Been Max Cura and Renee Vanderhoek, and we'll see you in just about 2 hours' time.
See you then.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for your 2025 champions. They did it last year and they've done. Achieving a time, so stick around for that. Thanks again for making so much noise this afternoon, and don't forget the women's game. We'll have a little bit later on this afternoon as well. Cheers, guys.